Hi, my name is Marko Tsarnojevic. I'm a fourth year biomedical science student at the University of Guelph, and this will be my first video journal for Management 3100. I'll be answering three questions based off the interests and abilities results that I got from the first two quizzes, and those will be the results that surprised me the most, what the results say about my possible career paths, and then what questions do I want to answer about myself and what do I want to look to see if I can answer throughout this course. Now, first of all, regarding the surprises, what didn't surprise me was my general learning ability. I really like to learn kind of anything and everything. I want to expand my general knowledge as much as possible just to have a well rounded approach to kind of any situation I run into. That would involve anything in the science field, maybe taking this course for example, since it's a little bit different, it's not in my realm of science. That doesn't mean I wouldn't want to take it, and I feel like there's a benefit to anything that you do if you're learning. Also, something that didn't really surprise me was my spatial perception. I'm very observative when it comes to social situations in the classroom and when I'm doing my work, any sort of homework. So that wasn't necessarily a surprise. But my verbal ability was only ranked at a 56. The other ones were ranked a little bit higher. This one was at a 56. Now, that's a little bit interesting considering that my social score was at a 78 and my verbal ability was only at a 56. I feel like my speaking skills, especially in topics that I am quite confident on, they're quite good. Now, I guess this test is a little bit different. It looks at different attributes of, you know, your personality. So that definitely caught me a little bit off guard. And maybe it's something I do have to work on. Now, what does this tell me about my possible career paths? At 100% match score, it had sports scout. Now, I am a avid sports watcher. I was an athlete. I used to play hockey, so this does not surprise me in the slightest. Uh, but I am a little bit surprised considering I've never thought about going in that direction, regardless of my interests in any sports, to be honest. Now, another thing that was a little bit surprising that I saw about my career results was engineering. It had me at a 94% match rate with civil engineering. Now, I'm in science and I like what I do there. I haven't really gravitated towards any sort of, let's just say, math or physics subjects. And so it kind of surprised me when I saw that 94% match rate on the civil engineering. I understand they have other aspects of their job that doesn't revolve around, the calculator, but I've never really thought I could go in that direction. It kind of makes sense though because of my 83% methodical score. So with that alignment, it makes sense, but with my personal alignment, it doesn't really. But it's a good thing to look at now because without this, it wouldn't have been pointed out. Now, what questions do I want to be answered this semester? I would say, how could I combine my best skills to present myself the best? And not only to present myself the best, but how can I combine them to see how I can narrow down my job search in seeing what field of work would be best for me. I'm going to be going and applying to medical school soon, so unfortunately I won't be able to experience the full course before the end of my application. But looking at that and going over how I can combine my best traits to present myself the best, I think that's something I'm going to really want to learn, and that's something I'm going to take out of this course. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you soon.